TCU at Arizona State. Arizona State is a 2.5-point favorite, and both teams are playing really well right now. And I think that TCU has played well almost the entire season. Arizona State's had its struggles, but they appear to have kind of figured things out after a win over Baylor. TCU's offense is electric. Josh Hoover is having one of the best seasons in college football. He's one of the best quarterbacks in college football. And yet I don't think a lot of people are talking about him. Through 3 games, he's overthrown for 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions. He is someone that is so much fun to watch. If you have not watched Josh Hoover, I highly recommend it. The kid is an underrated talent who does not get the recognition that he deserves. And he is someone that's really electric with a football in his hands. Now, it helps that he has certain talented players that are going to be able to help him out. Eric McAllister is the big time target. 13 catches for 320 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now, most of that came from last week against SMU, but that is what he is capable of doing. Didn't get 1,000 yards last year. He's hoping to break that mark in 2025, and TCU will be in good hands if he's able to do that. Now, you had a number of other players step up in the meantime. Joseph Manjack, who is the most basic player in terms of what he wears on a Saturday. There's no visor, no gloves, no shooting sleeve, no armbands. If you have not checked out Joseph Manjack, the kid is just different. And it'd be one thing if he was dropping passes, but this kid has sticky hands and he's not wearing gloves. That's a really fun thing to watch for TCU. Just a very different thing that you don't see as much anymore. And he is another weapon for Josh Hoover to hit downfield. And that's just kind of the beginning. This is an offense that has done a lot of good things so far this year, an offense that has been explosive and given teams plenty to worry about. TCU is one of those teams that I don't think we know enough about right now because of they've only played 3 games. The big ones are obviously against North Carolina and SMU, and I think that we are just going to get an idea of how good they can actually be in this game. It's going to be a tough test. This is going to be a challenge. This is a defense that can very much slow down this offense in Arizona State's, and TCU is going to have their hands full. Now, they're going to have balance. You need to find a way to balance out this offense, run the football, and find ways to move the ball downfield. If you're able to do that, keep Josh Hoover upright, keep him comfortable against this Arizona State defense, you're going to be in good hands. If you're able to do that, you're going to move the ball down the field, and you should feel pretty good. The passing attack is going to be fine. The rushing attack is where you maybe have more questions. However, you have a 3-headed, I won't call it a monster, but you have a 3-pronged attack, if you will, at running back. Kavorian Barnes, Jeremy Payne, Trent Battle, they have been pretty good so far this year, and that's going to help them tremendously. It's going to be tough to run the ball against Arizona State. They have so many players coming back, and it'll be fun to see how the battles in the trenches play out. And Arizona State is kind of finding their footing. You know, the Mississippi State game was obviously disappointing, and if you are Arizona State, you have to obviously figure out what went wrong there and move on from it. And they've done that so far. They have done a good job of moving on from a tough loss, because sometimes you let one loss turn into 2, and Arizona State basically put their foot down and said no more. Now, that has to do a lot with having a veteran roster, a veteran 2 deep that has been to the college football playoff, and an offense led by Sam Leavitt, who gives you that element of, we are going to stop the bleeding right now, and we're going to figure this out. Now, Sam Leavitt has not had the best season. However, he has managed to be a solid player for them, to be relatively consistent outside of that Mississippi State game. And a big reason for that is Jordan Tyson. You're hoping that you can find a couple other guys to step up in a big way. When you look at the stats right now, Jordan Tyson, 31 catches for 357 yards, 5 touchdowns. The next top pass catcher, Shimon Mateer, 13 catches for 135 yards, 1 touchdown. He is the only other player with over 100 yards receiving. Jordan Tyson right now is option 1, 2, and 3, and that has to change. That has to really grow. That has to be better if you are Arizona State, because you can't rely on Jordan Tyson to always make those plays. Now, the rushing attack has some versatility because Leavitt's part of it. Raleek Brown's emergence has been really nice. Kanye Udo has been solid, but not the bell cow that maybe we expected, or some expected, I should say. He's been good, but not what you really need him to be, because you have so many guys and you really don't have a Cam Scatterbo coming back. So you knew that this wasn't going to be a rotation, and it's been fun so far. Raleek Brown's emergence, though, has been really fun. His speed, his quickness, his explosiveness. You've already seen him hurdle a guy in the middle of the field, and that's the type of playmaking that you expected from him. That's a reason why you brought him in to be a running back at Arizona State. We didn't get to see that a ton last year, but now you do, and that's a really fun experience if you have not experienced that. And TCU is going to have its hands full. TCU's defense is full of really exciting talent. And again, I like TCU's defensive line going up against what is a pretty solid Arizona State offensive line. I think that they are going to be really fun to watch. And again, the battle in the trenches is going to dictate a lot of what will happen in this game. And there are plenty of underrated, talented players on defense that are going to be fun to watch. Keyshawn Elliott for Arizona State is a big one there. If he is able to play at the level that he's continued to play at, he's going to be a problem for TCU. He's going to be a problem for Josh Hoover. And it'll be fun to watch these two staffs go back and forth. This one could be a sneaky good game. It's going to be probably the headliner of the Friday night games, which is Florida State, Virginia, TCU, Arizona State, and Houston, Oregon State. I think that right now, if TCU gets off to a good start in this one, if TCU finds ways to be explosive and does what it did against SMU, Arizona State's in trouble. They are not capable right now of playing at that pace. Now, if Arizona State plays how they've played, against Baylor, then you feel like this is a pretty good opportunity for this team. Also, playing tonight at Arizona State is going to be tough. TCU has not faced that type of a challenge, and that could be a big one. And if the pace is slow, you have to find ways to be efficient. You cannot turn the ball over. You have to finish drives. That's why right now, I'd say I lean Arizona State. I believe that they're a team that is still very dangerous in the Big 12. And if TCU can get off to a hot start, if Josh Hoover looks really good, then I would go with TCU. But right now, I'd probably say that I'm leaning with Arizona State just because of what I've seen from them in the past. They know how to play in these big games, and TCU right now it needs to prove it. And if they can, great. I really like Josh Hoover. I really like what this passing attack could be. But right now, there are some questions that still haven't been answered, which is why you lean with the Sun Devils right now.